Hello, today I'm gonna share my first VR conference experience. Well, luckily, yesterday I received an email notification that I can register IEEE VR 2020 because I was in the waiting list. So, well, if you do want to join, well, you don't have the chance because tomorrow is the last day. So I'm gonna show you how to use like a wireless and wired VR headset to attend this meeting. And there's so much potential for these VR conferences, and I hope we can have more and more VR enabled conferences later. From the previous link, we can click whatever room we want to, and then here, well, in VR, and then you just need to click the button, enter the room. So first thing, they want us to choose an avatar. That's really important because we don't want everyone to look the same. So there are some human-like avatars and robot-like avatar, and usually if we well, and then because I know how people choose later, so most of people they choose robot-like avatar, and I choose similarly, and I choose the red one because I think that means I'm a open person. Well, not means risky. Then this time I don't really know I need to change the name, so I just use the same name, but later I will. So and then grant the permission to microphone so that people can hear you. And also there might be some audio issue here because I don't really know which one I should choose here for output, default or speaker default. I tried the second one. It works now, not for the second time. Works again for the third time, but okay. So this is the IEEE VR home, I think, for the largest room so that you can see 3 tracks at the same time. So from left to right, it is 1, 2, 3, but I don't really know why I choose to start from track 3. There are some issues with Oculus recording. I never know that we cannot record the audio output or input during the recording, so people cannot hear what I was hearing. That's so sad. And you can see there are some issues with the presentation because I'm too short, or there are some calibration issues so that the big screen is too high for me. And and this is kind of the same performance, I mean the same visualization when I was looking at the big screen. So like you can see the text there like blinking all the time, and that's not what I expected. Kind of I cannot really focus on reading them, so I can only listen to the author all the time. And I know that this is kind of a like replication version of the non-VR version that you can see the author is on the top of the presentation. But I feel like maybe in VR version we can do something better. Like well, we want to be co-located. We can see some gestures more obviously from the author. So even put the larger view of the author on the side might be helpful too. But because that really hurts my eyes, so I just cannot focus on reading the slides for a longer time. Then I try to move to different tracks. And by the way, that if you are not inside of this specific track, you cannot hear anything. You have to be very close. You have not very. You have to be inside the room, inside the track. Then you can hear something. And this paper is high pad, I believe so. Well, I read the paper before. It's talking about I cut myself off. I was too talkative. Then I noticed. So this is the invitation link. Well, once I click the invitation, it will jump out and then it will show you the link. So I'm not sure if people can use that if they don't register, but take a try. So this is how we use wired headset to join. So instead of click wireless VR headset, we need to enter the room first, and then we click connected VR headset. So then that means we can use HTC Vive headsets or Oculus Rift S to attend IEEE VR 2020. Oh, I like of Rift S a lot because it's really comfortable comparing to Oculus Quest. excluding all Sony headsets. So first you can see that we can hear how authors present their works. That's good because I'm using OBS. And the upper right corner is the VR view. It's not working all the time. And to be very careful about that because sometimes I'm using that to record my user studies. But anyway. So right now we kind of noticed that everything is based on web VR. And the browser here we're using is Firefox. Well, the conference will tell you that which browser you need to use. Anyway, Chrome is not supported right now. I found some people gathering there. It's really weird because no one is really listening to the tracks, but there are so many people gathering together. So I want to come close. And I don't know, maybe this is the first time that my microphone or my audio output is not totally working.
Hello. Anyone can hear me?
I try to be nice in the beginning. I'm always nice. But you can see they're too tall.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I have a name.
Oh, I'm talking about your name because they are having their real name.
So
I'm not.
Something wrong with my calibration. I cannot hear you guys. I don't know why. Oh, I can hear you. Oh yeah, hi. Oh, cool. I saw so many people surrounding here, so I feel like.
Good, thank you.
Cool.
I now think that he's not replying to me. Well, I feel so lonely right now.
The audio communication is not very well here.
But as an anti-social person, I can talk to myself.
So, maybe we need to be very close to hear each other.
After a quick try, then I come back to Oculus Quest because I think it might be the recording might be better. Oh, this is my former advisor. He sent me the link. He sent me the Google form so I can join the waiting list. But anyway, I did not realize that Oculus cannot record your audio, maybe because of security, privacy. But that's not what I want. But I was having some issue at the beginning until I plug in my headphone to my Oculus Quest, and then I can hear them. Oh, about this background video, you can see that it's playing all the time, and there's some interesting things happening here because the PC told us later that the video is like shared. They have a shared state for everyone, but the audio is private, so you can turn it down, turn it off if you want to. So if you think it's more like noisy, and I think that's like a temporary good solution. And you can see these mechanical things in front of me. That's part of their demos. Something related to the traffic stops. I did not read that before. So the interesting part is that the author right next to me, he can manipulate it, but I cannot even grab it. So that means they kind of import the model from the demo. I think that's a lot of work to do. Yeah, so that's impressive to me. But also they implement some ownership control so that only they can play with it, but not us. Come on, it's demo. We should be able to play with it. But I'm glad that they have a lot of features supported here. Okay, and my former advisor is looking at the posters right now. He's very, very close to the poster. Yeah. Discussing, it's talking about a little bit more about the web VR. I said that well, everything is based on web VR, so that's why Quest or other VR headset can easily use it. So, and our lab did some similar things too for web VR based future classroom or collaborative experience because we think that's easy for developers somehow and easy for users, for students too. Although the project right now is suspended, but we believe that it has strong potential. At least I don't need to put on my headsets to see if it is working correctly or not. I can just run it from the browser. That's nice. Just pay attention that my former advisor is running away from the room. He's running so fast. So the last thing I want to show you here is how to fly that he taught me, and he was told by from a volunteer. So, well, if people want to have a private conversation, then we can move to some different places. So that's like why I moved from the inside. Well, from the outside we can only see like previous demo, next demo. That's, to be honest, that's not very easy for people to jump between different rooms. And if you do want to go very far away, then you need to fly. So how can we fly? We go we exit VR first, and then we see this command line, chat box, whatever, and then we tell them that we want to fly, like /fly, and then we click enter, and then we went back to the VR again. Now those physics cannot constrain me anymore. So, and also all the point about flying is that we use our left controller, and then press with your index finger, and then it will move from the based on the rate of your left controller. So you can see my advisor is flying away from me very quickly. It's really difficult to follow your advisors all the time. So I learned and I tried. Well, but actually, eventually, I'm already very far away from the original room. Oh, the room looks so lonely. It's very uncanny, but the first thing is it's so lonely that like for the entire world there's only one room, and then you cannot hear people from very far away. That's very realistic. So I need to come closer to my advisor. And another thing is really important is that people cannot walk or fly very fastly. So his voice is just like suddenly disappeared to me. So I have to look around to see where he is. And then he told me that to look at the great view here. I've never been to the Great Canyon. Well, I should. Then we were talking about some like unnecessary, non-essential features. Like I don't want it to be a static image or texture. I wish the clouds could move around. We can even change the time so that we can see the the sunrise and sunset. Well, but it's already beautiful enough. So we have a very long conversation about our research lives and my former lab. So that's quite fun. And because he's in another country, so he's really sleepy, but I was talking all the time. Mm. And previously, if you go back to the first like 5 minutes, then because I was too short, so I have to look up all the time. So the panel was visible to me all the time. I found it annoying, but it was not annoying anymore if I'm looking to the front or looking down. So, but I still wish that it could be toggleable so that people can enable it or like from some other way. And also we were talking about that if we can use our phones or open some browsers when we were in VR conferences, because that's really important. That's it. Thank you for watching. I hope there will be more and more VR conferences in the future.